Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Hello and welcome back to Big Mouth. You can keep this or any other conversation I ignite going on over on my Twitter at Movies TV Mad, my Vero at Big Mouth 1, and the extension to this channel, and very important you remember this handle, Big Mouth 11289. I can't do YouTube videos all the time whenever something breaks, whether it's Doctor Who for the DCEU Daily, so I do bite-sized 1-minute videos to react to things throughout the day. So hopefully from now on, while Doctor Who's got an active season, I'll do Doctor Who videos every day here on YouTube, but you can get lots of stuff. And actually, excitingly, I did about 3 or 4 little bite-sized Doctor Who fictions about what's going on in Doctor Who right now. And what WTF, what's going on with Doctor Who right now? Does anybody know? I think I've got a handle on it. So what we've got to do now is just reiterate what's going on and what's not going on. So, right, I had loads of BS theories and they didn't work out. So Chris Chibnall has sat us all down. Chris Chibnall has said, we already know, and I said this, I read the whole Mirror article, but basically what we know now is this, that Ruth, Jo Martin, aka Jo Martin, is an actual version of the Doctor. He's not lying. This is a fact. She's not from a parallel universe. She is the Doctor. She is the Doctor. But what could happen, and what could have happened, maybe the Doctor's done something in the past. This is another theory that he hasn't said, that's changed this universe, that's brought more Doctors into it. Unlikely, though, because I think he's really going for the forefathers of Gallifrey, the Time Lords, to have done something to create this situation. Or have they messed with the timeline? Interesting. So I think he's doing, look, for me, he's doing something really, really interesting. So we have got this new version of the Doctor called Ruth. She thought she was a human being. She changed her DNA so no one could find her. So obviously she was hiding from the Judoon because she knew they were coming after her. So she is the Doctor. But this is official from my sources, and we heard the leaks. There are going to be multiple versions of the Doctor coming. Now, what I don't know, and I can't tell you, is whether we'll see any more versions this series, but they're definitely going to bleed through in the next few seasons. No question about it. And also we have this thing, is Jo Martin the next Doctor? Well, if she isn't the next Doctor, one of these versions they introduced that we didn't know about before will definitely be. I think we're definitely going to know who the next Doctor's going to be. It's going to be very different. Chris Chibnall is definitely doing something extremely, very, very different, bold and brave, and he's risking the wrath of Doctor Who fans. But he's used to that by now because we've all been at him since The Woman Who Fell to Earth, right? So there's going to be people right now trying to convince you that Doctor Who is embarrassing, Doctor Who is bad, that they're retconning the whole of the Doctor Who universe. No, that's not what they're doing. Yes, he's evolving. He's evolving what it is, of course. If another 13 versions of the Doctor are coming that we didn't know about pre-Hartnell, and as I said before, I'm really excited about this. Of course, I'm not going to get the views and the likes because I'm not being a toxic a-hole. And I was a bit of a toxic a-hole towards Doctor Who last year, but I still reiterate my points that I said. I'm not trying to backtrack and be a nice guy, right? I liked the first 3 episodes of season 11. I felt the rest of them were dumbed down, watered down and mediocre. I stand by that. Now, part of the problem was, because you've got these underdeveloped companions and we haven't got to know Jodie's Doctor yet, if the stories weren't that interesting or exciting, then there's not much else to kind of be compelled by. You don't know this Doctor. That is always a problem, not just with Jodie's Doctor. And these companions are just not pulling me, you know. And that's a shame because they haven't been developed. Not really their fault. So they were the issues for me with season 11. And I've said it, I would never have cast Jodie. There were amazing female actors out there that could have been cast with screen presence. Now, Jodie was obviously cast because of her prior working relationship with Chris. Now, this happens in the industry all the time, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know, Russell T Davies worked with David Tennant on Casanova on BBC Three. He liked him. They got together for Doctor Who. They were in sync with their vision of the Doctor. It worked. He is the most popular version of the Doctor. Even more popular than Tom Baker. Yeah, people won't like it, but that's the truth. Right. So, Jodie's here. Jodie's here for the foreseeable. Jodie has got a great CV. She is a good artist. And now she may not have been my first choice for the Doctor, but she's here. I'm going to support her because she's took so much nonsense from people. We got people like Bolstrek. He's a very talented YouTuber, and I watch him, and I'm subscribed to him. And his reactions to Doctor Who and Batwoman are hilarious, but I pretty much don't agree with a single word he says. You know, when you're calling someone, Chibnall the idiot and Whittaker the hateful, and Dr. Nasty, when you're going down those lengths, I think you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, well, hang on a minute. Yeah, I'm not happy with the way my favourite show is going. I'm not happy, and I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about it from Bolstrek's point of view because he has got a lot of opinions. And obviously, he's a conservative. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a conservative, but he's letting his politics guide his opinion on Doctor Who because Doctor Who is being political as well. So this is the problem. And as I've said on my videos before, this is why my dad always said to me, never talk politics and religion at the dinner table. And this is what the entertainment industry are doing. And this is why we have this cultural war right now. And it's very sad. And Doctor Who is in the middle of that. They're trying to destroy, the fandom menace are trying to destroy Doctor Who in the public's eyes. Now, I watch fandom menace videos, Neurotic, not so much Geeks and Gamers because I had an issue with Jeremy who runs that. But some of the stuff they say about these things are true. But sometimes, like Bolstrek, is it how he says it? I think he's gone too far. As I say, his commentary is funny. His videos are entertaining and distracting, and I like them. But in terms of calling someone Whittaker the hateful and Dr. Nasty and things like that, I think if you're going directly and deep into the actual actor, the actual person, then you're taking it too far. And of course, everyone supports what he says. Not everyone. He gets a lot of hate. He won't get hate from me. This is not me being hateful. This is not like Tribbley. This is not like Tribbley, right? Where I had a right go at him because I feel that he kind of thinks he's the lord of fandoms. And that's why I had to say some things. And I don't dislike Tribbley, by the way. He's a very talented guy and he's done really well for himself. And good luck to him. But at the end of the day, when someone is trying to police the rest of us, I don't like that. And I'm not trying to police Bolstrek. I like him. I genuinely like him and enjoy him. I just don't feel calling someone Whittaker the hateful really helps anything. So I'm trying to be constructive here. So another great channel actually is the Who Addict Reviews. Do you remember when the two lads were doing it with the intros with the Sonic's brilliant. So the guy's doing it with Liv now, and I love Liv as well. She's really good. I love her reactions, especially when she gets a bit angry. She's funny. But they made an interesting point on their Twitter account saying, if you're not negative about Doctor Who anymore, nobody actually follows you. Nobody's interested in hearing anyone say nice things about Doctor Who. So this is where we are now. So El Patron, who I was listening to a lot last year, did a video. And I watched his video yesterday. It's interesting, isn't it? It's like when you're a kid and you look up to someone, but when you get older, you don't look up to them anymore. I hope that doesn't happen with my nephews and nieces because I love them and I don't want them to think I'm a loser, but they probably will when I'm old anyway. Right? So the whole point is I thought that El Patron was brilliant last year, but now when I look at him, he says some things that I find very troubling and very disturbing. Now, he does float close to the whistle, and he doesn't really seem desperate to be a successful YouTuber, although he's done well for himself. I mean, that video he did was probably the first he did in a long time. He claims he doesn't watch Doctor Who anymore. He's a fan of what it was. And again, some of the things that he said ring true, and some of the things there's no need to say in those terms. And I don't really want to go into. I don't want to bring that level of toxicity onto my channel. So, going back to what WTF, what's going on with Doctor Who, I think something amazing. I think something interesting. You know, these are the complaints I had last year. Nothing was happening. There was no fleshing out. We heard about the Timeless Child once, and we just thought it was a throwaway line, and we never heard anything again because it's interesting, isn't it? People don't like new things. So what Chris Chibnall is doing is an era-defining arc. An era-defining arc, not a series arc. So this isn't going to be solved at the end of the season. As Chris said himself, he will answer some questions, and because it's Doctor Who, they'll pose new ones. So this isn't a season arc. This is a Chris Chibnall defining arc. And as I say, we may see more Doctors this year that we haven't heard of before, or he may wait till next year. But my big point on this is that this is a build-up to the 60th anniversary. It is obvious. So what's going on? He's building up his arc for his era, and he's taking it to the 60th. I have no doubt, and I don't even know when the 60th is. Where are we now? We had the 50th. When did we have the 50th? Was it 2013? I can't even remember now, right? My head's just toast, right? So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I think it's the 60th. What, in about 3 years' time? So I would dare to say that Chris Chibnall will still be running Doctor Who then. So he's been put in charge in building up the 60th. Now this is interesting. This is interesting because Stephen Moffat didn't really take much care and attention about the 50th until he got to the finale of season 7. And literally his next episode was going to be the 50th, right? And then he gave us a great finale for season 7, which was introducing a Doctor we never heard of before. Now, this is the other accusation I want to get out of the way as well, that Chris Chibnall is just stealing. Stealing from Russell T Davies, stealing from Stephen Moffat because he's introduced another Doctor and Stephen Moffat's introduced another Doctor. No, this is totally different. Maybe he's looked at that when he was looking for ideas and he said, maybe I could do this. So, as we know, and as the leaks confirm, there are going to be multiple versions of the Doctor that we've never seen or heard of. As I say, this is exciting. Now, how he's going to do it, what he's going to do, where this is all going, and why did the Master, this is the thing people are forgetting since last Sunday's episode, why did the Master nuke Gallifrey? He wiped them all out, right? Wiped them all out. I mean, obviously he's nuked it, and I mean, the Doctor said the other day that he totally destroyed it, but I know the planet's still kind of there. I suppose if you nuke something, people can't live and breathe in it, so it has pretty much been totally destroyed. Anyway, why did the Master do that? Obviously connected to the Timeless Child, but what's going on there? Now, so the Master has everything. Look, the Master's a great supervillain because he keeps the biggest of information to himself. He doesn't want the Doctor knowing yet, because obviously, clearly, they wiped these Time Lords' minds. So the Time Lords, the higher Time Lords, the kind of ones sitting on the council, did something. Maybe they found the civilization with the power to create time machines and travel through time and space, the technology to build TARDISes, the technology of regeneration, or maybe when they went on a planet, they found this Timeless Child. The Timeless Child is a very revealing way to call someone. Maybe the Timeless Child had the power of regeneration, the power of how to create a TARDIS, and they ripped it from this person, or basically cloned. I think cloning is an interesting thing. So all the Time Lords that can regenerate are probably clones of the Timeless Child. So they can regenerate, and obviously maybe they stole from that civilization the knowledge of how to build the TARDISes. Time and relative dimension in space. So basically the Time Lords are not this special civilization. They're thieves. They're robbers. They're like what the British and the Americans used to do yonks ago, invade other countries and steal what they've worked hard for and claim it as their own, right? So maybe that's what the Gallifreyans did. But then once they stole this power and this knowledge, they titled themselves as Time Lords. Don't forget, not everyone from Gallifrey is a Time Lord. There was ordinary people living in Gallifrey, but the Time Lords are the ones who run the planet, and the Time Lords literally are just observers of time and space. But the Doctor wanted more than that. So what went wrong when they cloned the Doctor? Now, we've got to look at this mystery of the new Doctor we didn't know about and rumours of multiple Doctors. So let's just say these people were cloned, right? The original Time Lords were all cloned. The Master, the Doctor, let's just say that, right? That they're just clones, right? So, are these extra Doctors clones of the Doctor? Think about it. No. Before you throw tomatoes in my face and I start being called Mickey the Idiot by Bolstreck, right? Think about it. We know there's 13 regenerations in a regeneration cycle. So this Doctor has had 13, and now the Time Lords, after Clara begged them, pleaded, thankfully, meant that was another set of regenerations. So basically, right, we've got Matt Smith, we've had, I can't even work it out, but basically, I think it's Matt Smith was part of the 13. Then it was Peter Capaldi, then it was Jodie, right? So there's 2 so far. So Ruth's Doctor could be one, but I don't think so. I don't think she can't be part of this new regeneration cycle. Now, if she's the Doctor's future, obviously she would know Jodie. But what if the Time Lords, in desperation for some reason, Captain Jack did say the universe is in danger, what if the Time Lords cloned another 13, cloned the Doctor, took the Doctor's DNA and cloned another 13 versions of the Doctor? Now that would be really exciting. So, that is one of my theories. Actually, I didn't have that theory before I did this video. That's what happens when you don't script your videos. This is what happens when you're improvise. But you know what will happen? I'll come off this video and I think, why didn't I talk about this? Why didn't I talk about that? Listen, I am reinvigorated for Doctor Who again. Since this season started and the reveal of the Master and what happened last week, because let me tell you something, I love Mystery Box TV. Neurotic's channel don't, a lot of people don't, but I do. And let me explain to you why I think Mystery Box TV is awesome. Let me give you the positives and the negatives. We've seen Moffat do it, and now we're seeing Chibnall do it. Let me tell you why I like it. Or Mystery Box storytelling, not just TV. Because it gets the consumer, the audience involved. It was like we've lost. What's going on? What is this island? Is it out of space? Is it underwater? What is going on? It got you more interested in watching the show every week. And that's what I like about Mystery Box TV storytelling. So I think that the divide with it is, and the problem with it, and the divisive element is, everyone has a wish and a theory when it's Mystery Box. And when you come to finding out what it is, and it's not what you thought it was, it could lead to toxicity and anger. I wanted it to be something else. We saw it with The Force Awakens, didn't we? What is Rey? Is she related to this one? Is she that one? Is it Obi-Wan? And when your theory doesn't come to light, you get pissed off. That's the negativity of Mystery Box TV. The brilliant part of Mystery Box storytelling is actually the journey, trying to work out. Life on Mars is a great example. Mystery Box storytelling. Here's this policeman, gets run over. He wakes up in 1973. He's a policeman, but he was from 2005. How is he here? Is he in a coma, back in time, or is he mad? Mystery Box storytelling. But that Mystery Box storytelling worked because after the 2 series, they still didn't answer your question. You pretty much kind of thought, well, he's in a coma. But then he literally kills himself, but he still comes back. What's going on there? Then you can make your own mind up. That's the way Mystery Box storytelling should work. I like Mystery Box storytelling. I'm going to be honest. And when it's done properly, like in Life on Mars, it's really, really good. Now, Stephen Moffat can create great mysteries, but the answers are not always great, as we found out in the season 9 finale. But maybe they can reinvigorate that storyline that went so wrong. Because maybe they can save that. Maybe it's focused on that storyline. Maybe this is the reason the Doctor left with whatever Chibnall's planning. But whatever's going on, I would say, as I say, I'm reinvigorated. I was so underwhelmed by Doctor Who Season 11 after the 3rd episode. And it's just great. And I'm thinking about it now. If I go back and watch Season 11, I'm probably going to be more motivated, understand what he was trying to do. He was trying to make Season 11 like classic Who, where it just tells the story of the Doctor and where he's gone. Nothing else. And that's what Chibnall attempted to do. And unfortunately, classic Who fans didn't appreciate it, or new Who fans didn't really appreciate it. But the viewing numbers were still good. I think what we've seen in Season 12 is us embracing this brand new Doctor a hell of a lot more, seeing Chibnall chip away at her, flesh her out, and I'm excited. I am now excited for Chris Chibnall's tenureship. And I know people have issues, and I know people are not happy that we have a female Doctor, but that was never, ever my point. My point is, right, and I get it, but the Doctor can be a woman, a man, or a beast. That's fine. I still wouldn't have cast Jodie, but I'm really starting to embrace her Doctor. The loneliness of where this arc is taking her, is wonderful. She is a really good actor. And I think slowly but surely we will all start to enjoy her Doctor. I think there will be people whose agenda will guide them to being negative all the time. That's up to you. I can't police you. I'm not Tripoli. I don't want to police anyone. I'm just telling you, if you're a Doctor Who fan, how can you not? I know you don't want previous Doctors, but I'm just giving you an out here. I'm telling you that these could be clones of the Doctor. Now, he said there's no tricks, there's no multiverse. She is the Doctor. Well, if she's a clone, she is the Doctor. She's a clone of the Doctor, and she is the Doctor. Her memories are the Doctor's, everything. She's been cloned by someone. Now, before I go, and I was going to forget about this, in one of my bite-sized Doctor Who fictions I did on my Big Mouth that Big Mouth 11289, my Instagram yesterday, was about this. Who is the great master of cloning? Who created the Daleks? Davros. Could Davros be working with the Time Lords? Could he have helped them use the technology he used to create the Daleks and clone the Doctor? This would be right up his street. He's got an interesting relationship with the Doctor. Is Davros coming too? I think what we are seeing here is a kind of Kevin Feige universe where we've got this Avengers type, Justice League type of Doctor Who situation with these multiple Doctors coming in, a team that can fight the big threat, maybe a new threat. And we still don't know who or what the Timeless Child is. I've tried to explain my theory there. So let me know down in the comments below, because this video is far too long. My internet's crap, and it's going to take about 60 days for it to upload. Let's hope it takes maybe till midnight tonight. That's how bad the internet out here in Cyprus is. I need to pay for a bigger, whatever it is, fibre or whatever it is. Anyway, comment down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please share the channel too. And I should be back tomorrow with even more Doctor Who theories, because as I say, I'm so invigorated and so excited to be watching Doctor Who again. Comment down below. I'll see you tomorrow.